about you is that you have ambition to be great. My job is to coach you to get all that greatness out of you.
What's good, Finn Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here for yet another one. Hope everyone is having an absolutely fantastic Tuesday. I know all of y'all Heat fans are loving life right now. We got some stuff I wanted to go over today, guys. First of all, smash that like button, subscribe if you are new. There was a question posted, I saw something that Dan Orlovsky said about pressure, and it sparked an idea for me for this show. So I wanted to ask you guys, is this the best Dolphins roster we've seen since the Marino era? And the reason why I ask that is this because, you know, I'll get into it, but they were talking about pressure on Tua this year. And a lot of people are talking about, the supporting cast. Um, you know, hold on. The supporting cast is a reason why all this pressure is on him right now. And you know, my whole thing is, listen, um, you know, there's a reason why I have an expectation we're going to go 5-1, right, in this division. There's a reason why I think we can win a playoff game. And so I sat there and I actually went through every single roster we've had since Marino retired. And really, there were only two rosters I found that compared to it, and I think were better than one of them. The other one, it's a close call. So I want to talk to you guys about that, and I'm going to open up the show because I want to get you guys' opinion on that. And then there's some other stuff. Obviously, guys, if you haven't been on Twitter in the last hour, and which I get, there's a video, and I'm going to show it to you here in a moment here because this is basically what we're going to talk about to open up the show. There's a video going around of Tua Tagovailoa at practice making a throw to Tyreek Hill that everyone is kind of losing their mind about right now. And I knew I'd have to address this, and it's kind of ridiculous. But listen, we're going to talk about this in a sec, but this is absolutely a joke that we're having to, even address this, and people acting like, every throw Patrick Mahomes made was perfectly in stride throughout his whole career. It's unbelievable. So we're going to get into that in a sec, but I do want to shout out, guys, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I know you've seen me drink out of the Waddle one, right? It's Waddle on both sides. I got my Tyreek Hill one going right now. New sponsor of the show. I want you to check them out. I also have a Javon Holland and a Tua Tagovailoa one. I posted it on Twitter. It kind of blew up, and a lot of people want to know, hey, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? Well, check it out. You can save 15% off at Pick Six Apparel, who they make these mugs. They also make mouse pads, coasters. They make a lot of stuff based on your favorite team, and they make it look like a jersey, obviously, right? All you got to use is code FINSIDE the NFL, all caps, at pick6apparel.co.uk. Listen, guys, as y'all know, I'm in Canada, all right? And they're obviously in the UK. This thing was here in a flash. Like, it got here quicker than NFL Shop gets to me. So the shipping, the whole process was smooth as butter. Go check them out. Go support the show. Go support, you guys know, if you've been hanging out with me, you remember when I started this show in 2020, I had my Tua mugs, right? Well, I wanted to upgrade them, and these are better quality, and they're fresh. So go check them out. New sponsor of the show. The Watch Mister donated $4.99. Reason why do you hate me? I do not hate you, the Watch Mister. I have no idea why you're asking me that. Trust me, there are very few people that I hate, and you're not one of them. Plus, I don't got time to hate people on the internet, really. Like, do any of us? So, what's up to everyone in the chat? So, let's get into this. Let's get into it. We'll start off with this whole nonsense thing. I'll show the video. You guys can see the footage, and we can go from there. All right. The fact that I'm gonna address it and get ahead of it before people start coming out here and trying to make videos off this. Okay. So this is from OTAs, and this is what happened today. To a deep, and there you go. A little hold up, a little underthrown to Tyreek. He had to hold up on his route a little bit, and people are out here one more time for y'all. People are acting out like this is a first in the history of football. And I'm about to show you why I'm not worried. And I tweeted it out. All right. First of all, it's a beautiful thing to see why can't we enjoy the connection of our quarterback to our new receiver without haters coming out in the troves? But here we are. It's the era we live in where people just don't have lives. And so this is what I posted on Twitter because, it's just sometimes you got to remind people. It's really crazy. You know what I mean? And people are really worried about an underthrown ball in practice here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. If you remember, right?
In 50 games, and he's only at 40.
We'll mute that. Look at underthrow right there. Underthrow, but he takes it to the house. Underthrow. Okay, Super Bowl. All right, Super Bowl.
Needs to.
I mean, is there even more of an underthrow? Look at this. The guy had to wait up and fully turn his body. I mean, that's the definition of an underthrow. But guess what? Huge first down, huge conversion, period. So am I sitting here worried about an underthrow in OTAs from Tua to Tyreek? No. And it goes even deeper than it happens. It's like these guys haven't even been working out. I mean, Tua hasn't got a feel or a knack for his speed yet. Give him all a training camp. He'll get the timing down. Because I'll tell you right now, the first thing I would say when Tua watches that back, the first thing he's going to say when he watches back that clip I showed you guys, the first thing he's going to say, because it's the first thing I said, he's going to say, I got to cut that pad out of the ball. Right? When he patted the ball, nope, don't pat that ball, just let it rip. Because that split second, everything counts with a guy like Tyreek Hill, who's a legit blazer and a legit playmaker. He's going to learn. He's going to cut that pad out. That pad's going to be no. So, I mean, that's literally what happened. Like, this is just, I don't know what to say. Underthrows happen all the time. Underthrows happen all the time, especially when you haven't worked out with the guy. So I'm not worried about it. All right. Especially with a guy who's proven he can take underthrows to the house multiple occasions. So I'm not really out here crying or worried or anything like that. I mean, Jesus Lord. Everyone just wants to rip. Everyone wants to dissect it. Like I saw someone say, this clip is about to be broken down more than the Zapruder film, and it's so true and it's hilarious. This is going to be like the Kennedy assassination. People are going to keep playing it back, to see if there's another gunman on the grassy knoll. So I'm not worried, man. They don't even have their timing down, right? Like they don't even have their timing down. So last I checked, Tyreek made the catch too. So I do think it's a terrible job. Why would the PR? Why would they? Because guys, maybe they just there's been so little action between Tyreek and Tua on a football field to this point. Maybe they're just eager, but I think that was a bad choice. I would not have put that up there. So PR department definitely dropped the ball on that one, which Tyreek Hill did not drop the ball. But hey, I'm not worried. I mean, am I out here crying? No, but I mean, there's gonna be people out here dissecting it like like it's a clip from a meaningful game in December, and the playoffs are on the line. And so, but I mean, we've already seen a clip out from Perform this season where he threw a ball 71 yards. So I that's all about timing, right? You gotta get the timing of you guys down, and you gotta cut that pat out. Don't pat the ball, just let it rip. The quicker you let it rip, the further you can get the ball ahead of him. See, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Go back and watch the clip. If he does not pat that football before he throws it, Tyreek isn't holding up. Just let it rip, man. Just let it rip. The ball would have already been out if he wouldn't have been patting that for football. So just let them get their timing down. I'm not worried at all. I mean, we've seen multiple occasions of Patrick Mahomes underthrowing Tyreek Hill multiple times. Now, there's multiple occasions of Tyreek hitting him in stride, too. Let's not fool anyone and say Mahomes continuously underthrew him. But what I'm saying is it happened even with Mahomes. So, and we can all agree Mahomes has a far better arm than what Tua does. All right. And what the whole point is, even he underthrew Tyreek. Even a guy with a freaking bazooka attached to his arm, one of the best natural throwers of the football since Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino, underthrows him. It happens. So I ain't worried at all. So let it play out, baby. Let it play out. It is what it is. People are going to stress over the smallest, minute thing just because they need something to talk about, I guess. But hey, is what it is. And again, we're talking about practice. Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice. And not even practice. Pads aren't even on. Pads are not even on. Talk to me when the pads are on, people. Please. For the love of everything holy. Talk to me when the pads are on. Please. All right, because I do want to keep things going because I want to give you guys some time to get up here. And we're gonna get to the main topic. I'm gonna segue and opening up with you guys with that main topic. Details of Sony Michel and his deal. You know, I'm excited about this, man. I know the homie Showtime was telling me people were like bantering back and forth about whether he'll contribute this year. I think he will. But Sony Michel's deal is 1 year at $2.1 million per source. So there you go. Again, like another big, $2.1 million. That's nothing. That is nothing for a guy who can contribute the way he can contribute to our backfield. That is on the cheap. So, I mean, again, on a 1-year deal too, not locked in. Didn't even have to give him 2-year deals. Bunch of short-term guys. We got high picks next year. Bijan Robinson at Texas. Anybody? So, again, I like the deal even more now that I see we're only paying the guy $2.1 million. We still have like just under $20 million in cap. So they're going to have cash that they can roll over next year, which is awesome because they're going to need it. That's for sure. Smash that like button, people. Appreciate you. Help me with my friend Al Algorithm. Just smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. So that's this run game. I'm telling you, and Gaskin, life is hard for you, bud. Life is about to be real hard for Myles Gaskin. I think it's going to be an uphill battle. Jared Dokes, pack your bags. You're done. Secondary White yesterday made his uphill battle to make the squad a little bit harder. I think you can pretty much lock in Michel, Mostert, and of course Chase Edmonds in as your top 3 guys. If you said that to me, I wouldn't push back on you. Let's put it that way. That's how I feel about it. So I'm telling you, I talked to EM last night. I like this committee. I'm telling you, I like this committee. If they can stay healthy, guys, I like this committee. Just run to the left side. They're going to know we're coming to the left side, but who's going to stop Terran Armstead and Connor Williams? Who's going to stop them? No one. And I agree with you, Kenny. I do think Gaskin and Jared Dokes are the odd men out. I think Jared Dokes, that practice squad spot will go to Zacondre White. And I just think I keep going back to the ties McDaniel has with Salvin Ahmed, and I just do not see how Salvin Ahmed does not make this team. Even though I do think Miles Gaskin has better vision right now than Salvin Ahmed. Philip Leduc, two velocity issues are relevant. His accuracy and tenacity, plus playing with Swiss cheese O-line, that's relevant. Man fought his way back to play equals a leader. Hey, I agree with you, man. He's a leader, bro. You're going to tell me I ain't worried. People getting worried over throws and OTAs. Stop. Wake me when it's September. I'm going to say the same thing that I told y'all when I reported the bad news that I was told privately about the study habits. Wake me when it's September. If I'm still hearing that stuff, if he's underthrowing Tyreek every throw in September, okay, we got an issue. But stop. I mean, wake me in September. And they haven't even put in time. If this guy was underthrowing Lynn Bowden, if Tyreek had been working out on like Lynn Bowden levels, then I think we got some worry that he can't get the timing down. My quarterback one for next year's class is Will Levis. 1A, 1B. 1A is Levis, 1B is CJ Stroud. Right now. I'm a Levis guy, baby. I am a Will Levis guy. I've said this. If Tua doesn't live up to what I think he can be this year and what we like that I think he can give us top 12 play. If he doesn't give us that and this front office decides to move off of him, I'm starting that Will Levis agenda, baby. I really am. But I think Tua's going to get it done, and I think Tua's going to quiet a lot of his haters and trolls, man. I really do. I believe in Tua's ceiling, and I believe that in the just natural organic leap he's going to take with the talent and the staff we put around him. I do. So, and you also got Alec Ingold. Yep. So, Alec Ingold's going to take a fullback spot, right? So, Alec Ingold will kind of, that battle's kind of in the tight end room, right? Like, Ethan Carter can play tight end or fullback. That's where the fullback. I also got that kid Jordan Lovett, too. So, that's where that battle is going to happen, is more in that tight end room. So, Sony Michel, cheap deal. I love it. I love how our backfield is shaping up. Again, San Francisco last year under McDaniel used the lead blocker 44% of the time on run plays. So that tells y'all how much Alec Ingold's going to lead the way for this back. I mean, for this committee too. Just the things we're going to be able to do. I think we're going to see a lot of condensed sets. Tua going to be under center a lot more than he has been the last 2 years. I'm excited for this to see this offense in action. I really am. All right, I wanted to keep y'all up to date with all this current schedule leak rumors because there's a lot going on right now. And this is what is currently on the docket. These are the rumors as of today. Again, schedule release is going to be on Thursday. I'm going to be joined by Neil Driscoll. I'm also going to be joined by EM Dolphin fan. He'll be joining us as well. And then I assume they will if I ask them to, but I might add Richmond Webb and Ball Game to that. So we might have a little schedule release panel for you guys on Thursday night when that schedule does come out. But these are what the current rumors are right now. And I'm also going to show you something. Another apparent full schedule leak of the Jets came out, and it kind of contradicts a few of these dates. But these are what I've seen. The Bills, Dolphins opening up in Buffalo in week 1. Steelers at Dolphins, 1 p.m. Eastern in week 4. Packers and Dolphins, Monday Night Football, week 9. Dolphins and Lions on Thanksgiving is one of the real possibilities the NFL is weighing right now. Dolphins and Bengals on Christmas. They already announced one Christmas day. And then apparently we could be ending the season against the Jets in week 18. Those are the current rumors that are out there. Now, again, take them with a grain of salt. All right. But those are the current rumored dates that are out there and floating out there around right now for the Miami Dolphins. So again, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt, please. So I wouldn't lock any of these in. These are current stuff that's on, because I'm going to show you something right now, which is kind of going to counteract this. I'll show you know what let's talk about the Thanksgiving one, because the Thanksgiving one seems like the realest possibility on this list right now, and even Barry Jackson actually said something about it. So this is what Barry Jackson had to say regarding it. Barry Jackson actually responded, and he said, "This is the first public acknowledgement by the league of Dolphins Thanksgiving option. NFL has the right to cross-flex two NFC teams in CBS Detroit game, but apparently won't. Schedule will be released Thursday night." And the reason why he's saying that is this original tweet by Andy Slater showed, how they basically go about. This is how they used to build the schedule. So this is like the schedule war room. And Andy Slater said, so Dolphins may be at Lions on Thanksgiving. So the Dolphins are legit. Dolphins at the Lions on Thanksgiving is probably the most legit one, potentially legit one there. And I don't know if you guys remember the last time we played them on Thanksgiving, but that's when we had Joey Harrington. And I don't know if you guys remember that game where Harrington threw like 3 touchdowns and such. I remember watching that game. I remember, because remember, I'm in Canada, so our Thanksgiving, right, is our Thanksgiving is in October. So your guys' Thanksgiving, it's like in the middle of the day on like a Wednesday or Thursday for us, right? So I remember being home and watching that game, and I remember Joey Harrington going off for 3 touchdowns against the Lions. I was like, Harrington revenge season on Thanksgiving. It was freaking hilarious. So, and the reason why I say take that with a grain of salt, especially, is because then you had this Jet schedule come out, leak out apparently again. And guys, this tells us on week 9 Monday Night Football, either way, both leaks are us on Monday Night Football on week 9. One is against the Packers. This one has us at New York. And then they have us playing New York in week 4 as well. So again, it's leak season. Take it with a grain of salt. But I've now shown you, between the list I just provided you and now this list, these are all the rumored Dolphins games that are out there right now, potential Dolphin games. So, but either way, I've seen 2 Monday Night Football on week 9, whether it be against the Jets at the Jets or the Packers at Miami. It looks like Monday Night Football in week 9, it might be another realistic possibility. So when you look at that, and then you take in the actual rumored ones that I've collected that are out there, there's a few contradicting ones. But again, as you'll see here, it seems week 9 Monday Night Football, both leaks are either Packers at Dolphins or us at the Jets. Week 4 is either Steelers at Dolphins or the Jets at the Dolphins. The Lions and Dolphins on Thanksgiving is a real possibility. I mean, we saw Andy Slater and Barry Jackson talk about how it's a real possibility. That we saw footage of it actually being from the NFL being one of the selections they're going through. Dolphins and Bengals on Christmas would be amazing. And then closing out against the Jets would be nice. So, and then I know there's another report against, I think, the Rams and Bills in week 1 or something like that. So, a lot of stuff out there, man. A lot of stuff out there. Oh, okay. So Miami against the Chargers is another Christmas rumor, according to the homie Austin in the comments right now. So, I mean, there's just a lot of rumors out there. But either way, an interesting thing you guys should know: it doesn't matter whether we're at home or whether or not. Our strength of schedule, guys. Last year we were like top 3. This year, it's nice to be at 21. Now, of course, these are based off the 2021 win percentages of the team, and a lot of teams have changed in the course of this offseason. But I mean, let's be honest here. It's a little bit refreshing. It's a little bit refreshing to see us have in the 20s now. A little bit of a lighter schedule this year. So, yeah, Kenny, that's why I said take him with a grain of salt too. I don't know if the Jets get any primetime games this year because of how bad they were last year, right? So, but our strength of schedule, man. Look at the Bengals, the Rams. They're paying for how far they went. We're chilling. We are chilling. So let's get it done. This is the perfect season with the turnaround we've had on offense, with our current roster makeup, to make some real freaking noise. All right. The collective record of our opponents this year from 2021 was under 500. Let's go. Win. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, here's a formula of 12 games. In every game win every game you're a favorite, split every game you're an underdog, and you will win at least 12 games. And with this roster, I think that is more than doable. And we'll talk about that in a second when I open it up to you guys. An update for you guys, too, on Raheem Mostert, because I know a lot of people, and I got a private update for you guys, too, from my direct conversation with Nick Hicks. So Omar Kelly, he said, here's something I didn't think about. Maybe Raheem Mostert's rehab from his torn ACL last September made Sony Michel's signing a necessity. Nick Hicks says it was a chipped cartilage, not an ACL reconstruction. So someone asked him, is he 100% now? He said medical clearance on that kind of stuff varies on severity of chip, but I'd assume he's ready to go. It's been 8 months. When I messaged Nick and I said, yo, bro, tell me what the deal is. Let me know. And he said that Mostert hasn't told him directly, but he has told him he's on schedule to start. So he hasn't told him, hey, I'm 110% healthy, but he has told him I'm on schedule, to be ready for the opener. And apparently he is going to be one of the latest additions to the Perform family, because Nick Hicks told me that he will be seeing Raheem Mostert after OTAs. So, and we know, hey, Dalvin Cook has played at the level he's played at. All of you guys who wanted James Cook, you guys wanted a Nick Hicks product. So all of you Tua haters that were out here wanting James Cook, that's a Nick Hicks homegrown product, baby. So, the man knows and produces with running backs. And Raheem Mostert going to be seeing him. That's going to be awesome, awesome stuff. I think for Raheem Mostert moving forward. Interesting little tidbit that I thought you guys should know before we get into our main subject here. I thought it was kind of interesting. Clint Lamb, interesting note. Every NFL team with a former Alabama QB traded for a starting caliber wide receiver this offseason. The Patriots got Devontae Parker, the Eagles got A.J. Brown, and the Dolphins got Tyreek Hill. I thought that's a quirky, interesting stat. So that was kind of interesting to me. Steve Ross, Miami is loaded with talent. This should be the most exciting season in a long time for Miami. Check your pulse. Great show. I agree, baby. Check your pulse right now. Get excited. So I thought that was just kind of interesting. Like that's what a coincidence. You know what I mean? And then finally, before we get into this subject, for all of you guys wanting Tom Brady to be a Dolphin, Tom Brady signing a 10-year, $375 million deal with Fox Sports once he retires from the game of football. Now, the thing is, he could still be a minority owner in the Dolphins. He could just not be involved in football decisions. So, yeah, that's gonna halt that whole maybe consistent. I mean, $375 million over 10 years, bro. All the power to you, my friend. Go get the bag, Tom. Damn, but I mean that pretty much kills. Probably, I mean, even tweet out, say, hey, I got some things I want to do with the Bucks before I go off and do this. So I think it's going to be Bucks and then the booth. And, he's now found his job that's going to keep him away from his family. And he's going to be making $375 million over 10 years. So there you go. Tom Brady to Miami takes a severe hit worth almost $500 million. So there you go. I mean, and Rain Man asked the real question for someone like Florio, who is apparently so plugged into Tom Brady and the Miami stuff. How come he wasn't plugged in enough to see this coming? Good question, Rain Man. I love it. So, I mean, hey, you're asking the right questions, Rain Man. If they're so plugged in, what the hell? Someone explain what's going on. And then finally, let's get into the subject I want to get into so I can open it up to all you guys. This question I saw turned on a light switch for me, and it was Dan Orlovsky's QBs under the most pressure this year. He has Zach Wilson, Jalen Hurts at 4, 2 at 3, Aaron Rodgers at 2, Dak at 1. And obviously, when you look at the young generation, 2 was obviously their number 1 of the lot, and it started. Why is the pressure on him? And then you start looking around him, and again, it's the same thing that happened with Flores last year. I said, watch how quickly everyone will turn on Flores because the expectations have arrived. And now I look at this, and it's like, all right, the expectations have arrived, and they're pretty much known around the league. Now, Dak, his expectations are to finally be the guy to take a Cowboys roster with a lot of talent to the promised land. Rodgers, a guy who's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, for all of his individual accolades and his one Super Bowl run, he hasn't been able to put it together ever since then. And, kind of Peyton Manning levels of greatness in the regular season and some of it in the in the postseason. And then when it matters, it doesn't. But see, I don't even like saying that about Rodgers because there's been periods where Rodgers was so great in the playoffs, but his defense was just allowing point after point, right? And what a jabroni move I just made. So, let me fix that for you. That should be better. I actually forgot to plug it all in and to turn my compressor on and turn my mic on. Listen, I don't get it. I really don't. It's just been such an odd run for Aaron Rodgers when he's been at the peak of his game, when he's been at the top of his game. The defense wasn't doing enough. Now the defense is better and he's doing great things, but he's just not doing enough. And it's in the NFC. I mean, imagine if he was in the AFC, right? It's just another guy Tom would have had a great record against. Let's be honest. So excuse me. So it started me asking, okay, is this the best? Is the pressure on Tua because this is arguably the best team the Miami Dolphins have ever have put together since Marino left? Is that why the pressure is enormous on Tua Tagovailoa right now? And this is where I'm going to open it up to you guys, but I'm going to make my case first. So when I sat here and I thought about the best teams we've had since Marino, two teams came up into my mind. One was the 2008 Miami Dolphins, and the other one was the 2003 Miami Dolphins. And as I've looked, as I've thought about this, I think this roster as it's constructed right now is better than that 2008 Miami Dolphin roster. I don't think it needs the gimmicks of a Wildcat to win 11 games. Right? I think it's talented enough to win 12, 13 games. I really do. And Tobias mentioned it. Chad Pennington. See, everyone knows I'm kind of a retractor on Chad Pennington. And my whole thing is I think Ronnie Brown was more integral to our success that year with the Wildcat and how he led the Wildcat. That's just where I stand on it. If we didn't have the Wildcat, do we win 11 games with that roster? No. Our number one receiver that year was Greg Camarillo. So, personally, I think this is the best roster. And I saw what Mark Kelly said it's the best roster since 2011. I think it's better than that roster. I think this is the best roster. And I'm going to show you guys. I think it's the best roster since the 2003 roster. You had Jay Fiedler at quarterback. You had Ricky Williams and Rob Conrad in the backfield. You had Chris Chambers, Darius Thompson, Randy McMichael. You look at our O-line was pretty good. Wade Smith, Nails, Ruddy was awesome. Todd Perry, and Todd Wade. And then our defense. You know what I mean? A Gunlier, Tim Bowens, Chester, Jason Taylor, Junior Seau, Zach Thomas, Greenwood, Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison, Sammy Knight, Brock Marion. I think this is the best roster we fielded since 2003. That's the conclusion I've come to. I think this is the best roster we fielded since 2003. I truly believe that. I mean, that defense is comparable to what we're currently fielding right now. That offense, other than Ricky, and I love me Chris Chambers and Randy McMichael, I think we got more playmakers at our disposal. And I think Tyreek Hill's got a real argument to be a better playmaker than Ricky Williams. We got more playmakers at our disposal on offense. Our offensive line, the left side is damn fine. Obviously, there's a couple issues other than that. But, I look at this and I'm like, I think this is legitimately the best roster we've had since 2003. And Philippe says, any thought on your friend Omar Kelly saying the Finns will win it all this year? Strong statement from a usually pessimist, realistic journalist. Yeah, I don't know about winning it all this year. I'm down to win a playoff game and hitch my wagon to that. So, again, I think this is the best roster since 2003. And I think you got a real case to say it might be better than that roster, and it might be the best roster we fielded since Marino retired. So that's where you guys come in. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I'm going to open up here for a little bit. Gonna drop the link. All right, there's like 350 of you in the room. Get up here. Let's hear your thoughts. I honestly think like this is a legit roster. And I mean, let's be honest here too. I like our coaching staff a little bit better too. Like I like Mike McDaniel over Dave Wanstead. I'm just gonna be honest. I like Mike McDaniel over Dave Wanstead. So let's get y'all up here. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Is this the best roster? Because I know some of you are young, some of you guys are older. I want to hear your thoughts. Is this the best roster since the Marino area? Bryson, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's not too bad, bro. What do you think?
Yeah, so I'm a little younger. I'm only 23. I'll be about to be 24. But just talking to my dad, I mean, he's a lifelong Dolphin fan. I mean, I just think the talent is kind of like just insane. I mean, when's the last time we've had a top five, arguably top three wide receiver, let alone look at the speed we have? I don't want to get too excited because the Dolphins have done this before where they get me excited. Now, I think it is a little different. Um, but yeah, man, I just think it's going to be if this offensive line can stick together, and I think it's going to be a lot better than what we had last year. I don't see a way where an average quarterback, and I think too is above average, doesn't do well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the things we can do with this team is just like it's kind of disgusting because you go too high safety to stop Tyreek Hill, well then we got a backfield just to destroy you. It just I don't know. I just think it's going to be a great year. I'm really excited. I think our toughest matchup, though, regardless, is going to always be the Bills. They just have our number. But if we can make the Bills bleed, I think we have a real shot. I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of the Jets. We definitely have a tough schedule, but we say that every year, you know. So I'm excited. I think this is a really good roster. I'm just hoping that the O line can show up, especially that right side. I'm not worried about the left. And they've done everything they can to make this roster way better than I've ever experienced in my lifetime of being a fan.
So let me ask you this before I get to Kenny here. Um, so okay, so what was the best roster I'm gonna assume you've seen was the unicorn roster when we had JHI,
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
right? Because how long you been watching them seriously for? Probably, right? Like,
I mean, I'll probably say like 4 years seriously, like when I understood, like, and by understand, I'm still like some random guy on a couch, but
mhm.
as a kid, I just would be watching and just I would have no idea. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember growing up watching Ricky Williams.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, but yeah, I would say that team. Yeah.
Kenny,
Yes, sir.
is this is it? First of all, how long have you been a fan for? Second of all, is this one of the best teams you've seen them field since Marino?
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of the better teams I've seen since Marino. I believe it's the overall best
The better teams I've seen since
roster
Marino, I
we've had
believe.
in a long time.
So how long you been a fan for, Kenny?
Since '86.
Okay, so you've been watching for for quite some time. So you remember the Ricky years obviously vividly. You remember post Marino vividly.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
do you think this is better than the Wildcat team?
Oh yeah.
Do you think this is better than any team Ricky had?
Probably offensively. I mean, we've had better defensive teams as far as like back when we had Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor and all that. But offensively, this is by far one of the best we've ever had.
Okay, so you got me to where I wanted to go. Okay, so you remember those vividly. How big of a gap would you say there was between our defense now and that defense?
I believe the pass rush probably was a little bit better back then. The linebacking core was definitely better then. Secondary, I would say probably on par with what we have now, but
Hmm.
we're a little bit younger right now, so there's a chance it could get better. But just overall offense, it's definitely better than
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Ricky Williams and all them had.
So you'd give them like a slight nudge with like Bowens and that front they had. And I mean, we could all agree the linebacking core is light years better. All right, so that's fair. Steve, what's going on, buddy? I wanted to get your thoughts. How long you been a Dolphin fan for? And is this the best team you've seen them field since Dan Marino?
I'm rather young, but I've been a fan since the early 2000s. Back in 2001, if I remember correctly, was the first season I really paid attention to. I think that from a linebacker and pure pass rush standpoint, that team would have the edge, but you have to look at also the difference in the league in today's NFL, which you have more emphasis on the passing game and the vertical threats. The firepower on this team under today's rules might beat that team. to be honest, even though that team might have a little more talent in certain areas and more depth. But this team is it's about Tua, and if he is it, which I think he is, this team is as dangerous as they come, especially with perhaps a new unseen scheme and a smart coach.
We got Michael. He said he's been a fan in the comments. He said he's been a fan since 81, and he says this is the best team he's seen since 84. Now, the two teams that really stood out to me that I think were like comparable was 2003, and I know you guys probably remember the 94 team that lost to the Chargers. I don't know if you guys remember that team. Those teams were the two closest I could come to. I get what everyone's saying with the defense, but the thing is, I think because our offense is so vastly deeper and better than what we had in those times, I think it kind of balances it out a little bit. Because, I mean, our pass rush isn't mediocre right now, right? And we haven't even tapped into Jalen Phillips' potential overall as a pass rusher. You know, I think we can all agree the linebacking core we have is never going to get anywhere near the same stratosphere that linebacking core was. But I'm going to take it deeper. I think our secondary is actually better right now than what it was. I think X is the best corner this franchise has ever had. I think Byron Jones is a top 5 corner this franchise has ever had. I think Javon Holland is, when it's all said and done, is going to be, I think he gave us top 10 play at the position as a rookie. So I think when it's all said and done, he's going to be one of the best safeties this team has ever had. I look at it right now. I think Nick Needham's one of the best nickel guys we've had in a really long time. You know, I look at the secondary, and I actually think the secondary is better than that 2003 team. I just think, obviously, the pass rush with Jason Taylor is a little bit better over there, and their linebacking core. But I think our secondary is better than those teams, man. So let me ask you guys this: what's your guys' take? Because I know you guys have seen it on the whole Tyreek thing today, because I know people are going to have crazy opinions on underthrown footballs, even though we're out here in shorts.
Honestly, reason in my opinion, people act like Patty Mahomes never underthrew Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in NFL right now as far as coming back for the ball, making a catch, and making something happen after the catch.
Mm-hmm. I
So
agree.
I honestly don't put any impotence on him underthrowing one ball. It's there's a lot of different things that have to go right in a game for anybody to win, and to top it off is the offensive line. Without an offensive line, your quarterback can't throw the ball. Your running back doesn't have lanes to run. So without an offensive line, it doesn't matter, period, on offense.
Yeah, I mean it's practice, right? Like I don't know. I just feel like this fan base, and maybe it's not just the Dolphin fan base, maybe it's just fandom in general. They just seem like to just take everything and blow it out of proportion. And it's like, come on, man, like it's practice. Like are we really that worried about it? I mean, I know it's we're all excited for football season, and you know, for whatever reason, Tua is one of the most hated players I've seen since I've been a fan of football, for whatever reason. And yeah, I don't care. I want to see these boys play. I love Mike McDaniels, but even like he said on the Pat McAfee show, you know, he hasn't won a single game. So I want to see them before I want to like assess how well they're doing. I want to see them play football, not play practice, you know. Because you think he's gonna try at practice, like he's gonna like in shorts, like he's gonna try an NFL game. I don't know. I just think a lot of fans are just blown out of proportion, personally.
Look, I think that this is a matter of two players getting acclimated with each other. We know from Tua's past, when he was completely healthy, that he had slung the ball down the field. I'll tell you one thing on the NFL level, we're going to know rather quickly if he can consistently do it, which I believe he can, because I think that teams are not going to play too high safeties until he can consistently get it over the top to open up the short stuff. So teams are going to give it to him, and I think he's going to burn teams. And then when that happens, it's going to open everything up. I think he can do it based on precedent, but we'll obviously see on the NFL level. And it's just based on his health, and I think he looks good right now.
Ian Baller, first of all, how long have you been a fan of the Dolphins for? And is this, is this the best team you've seen since the Marino era?
This is probably the best team I've seen since we've had Cleo Lemon as our quarterback. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's definitely one of the better teams I've seen. And I've seen a lot of great teams in my day. So it's definitely up there. I'm excited about this team. I'm excited about the coaches, and we'll see what happens. And yeah, people are blowing out of proportion. Like any little thing to take to knock on Tua, like even when Tua threw that deep pass to Mac Hollins, everyone's like, oh well, he had to slow down a little bit to get that ball. Like, bruh, like come on, he threw a deep touchdown.
Yeah, we got 6 points,
Yeah,
yeah. But you got 6 points. Like, who cares? Like,
Adrian Gonzalez said, fans since 1970, grew up in the glory days. This team right here has a special feel. In all my years, I've convinced myself year after year that this is the year. So I deal in trepidation, but this is different. And if you guys remember, I kept saying I just have a different feeling about this. And people are making a good point in the comment section. I didn't forget about the 2016 team, and I know all of us up here are old enough to remember them, obviously. The unicorn line year. I thought they were good, but I just don't think that defense was nearly as good as this defense. And I don't think, their weapons were as deep as we are. I really don't. Fred said that play was probably at 60 or 75% speed, not a full go. Yawning face. I agree. And shout out to Mike for the super sticker. Innes, what's good, bro? I know you're out here on Twitter probably letting people have it over this throw right now. Because, I even saw Houts. Houts said, man, he's still my quarterback, but this main account is getting cooked right now out here. Innes, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Rose? Like, I'm not on the throw. I'm on the media. Like, we on the media, like, for y'all even posting that for him to be clown. Like, we passed that. We're on another level of thinking with it. Like, that was dumb. Y'all can't be that dumb to think that the haters was gonna crucify or critique that. So why would y'all do that? So we don't argue with stupid no more. You can't fight all the stupid, bro. Like, you're gonna kill yourself trying to argue with all the stupid on Twitter, on Facebook, YouTube. Like, we talking about practice. I'm gonna use Iverson. We talking about practice.
That's what I said earlier.
Like you said, reason in shorts. Like, bro, I'm not into that right now. Like,
yeah.
I'm not even in spaces because it's getting ignorant. I can't see.
You do gotta say though, like, who said this is a good idea? Like,
right?
Who said, yeah, post it, bro. Like,
we said somebody needs to be fired over there for that one.
Like,
you just opened the door for no reason, bro. Like, really?
I don't get it. I'm actually like, I'm shocked about it. But let me ask y'all the main question, because Innes is here, Pyro's here, and Barry's got here. Let me ask y'all this. On paper, is this the best team y'all have seen since the Marino era?
Well, I wasn't alive for the Marino era, so I can't really speak on that.
What's up, everybody?
How old are you, Innes? What are you, 19? Sorry, Innes. We know Innes the OG. How old are you, Showtime? What are you, 19? Showtime now. Pyro, what are you, 19, bro?
Nah, man, I'm 25.
Okay, so when did you start watching?
Around the early 2000s.
Okay, so you saw like Ricky and stuff.
Yeah. Obviously.
That's basically what I've been asking since like 2000. Is this the best team you've seen?
Oh, definitely, man. It's all around. Yeah, definitely. Because we relied on Ricky. That Ricky carried the whole team. Well, the offense for that time period. But in terms of overall team, Yes, man, it's the best one since I've seen.
Showtime Minutes, what do you guys think?
About what?
Do you think this is the best team we've seen since the Marino era?
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, I'm at the point now. It's like these perspectives people are trying to give. Like, you just can't tell me you know football if you just think that we're not building a good team. This is the best team we've built in a really long time. Like, it's like 2 receivers in the top 10. You know, Terran Armstead, one of the best linemen in the NFL. The potential that Tua can have. In the month of November, he was a top 10 QB. Say whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then look what you're giving him. People care about what the Dolphins are doing. I've never heard so many other fan bases talk about the Dolphins. That's how I know we're doing something right.
That's true.
So,
And then
yeah,
talk
like,
positively.
this offense is going to be so dangerous, bro. Like, think about it. Parker wouldn't even be a top 3 receiver on his team. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. Like, we've come a long way from Mac Hollins and Isaiah Ford, bro.
Yeah. Put some respect on Parker.
Like, you can say you could feel whatever you want about Tua or whatever, but when everybody lines up and Tua hikes that ball, you better put some respect on his name because he's going to score.
See, and that's what I don't get. Even if you hate the kid, which I don't get how you could hate this kid, but all right, waking up hating a guy you'll never meet. I mean, if that's how you want to spend your life, knock yourself out, especially if you claim to be a fan of the team he's of. Cool. Even like the dumbest football fan in the world should know by the personnel put around him on the field and on the sideline, he's naturally going to take a leap. He took a leap last year. He was making throws. That throw to Waddle against the Ravens, that corner route, he wasn't throwing that in his rookie year. There's certain throws he made where you could see the leap was happening. It's just not, even if you hate the kid, you just sound like a moron if you're out here thinking he's just going to bust with all this talent around him. It's just Sam Darnold would have taken a leap with this talent around him, okay?
Yeah, but you know what it is that people just want to spin it like, oh, he has these weapons. Yes, idiot. Everybody needs weapons. It's a team sport.
Last I checked, Mahomes needed an offensive line to win a Super Bowl, didn't he?
You need a threat. You need a threat to throw to. You need a receiver that you could throw the ball to no matter what. Who's covering them? You need that.
Innes, I know you're trying to get something out. Go ahead, bro.
So, since watching this team since '84, I'm gonna say this is the best team since the last year Dan was here. I'm just big. I'm not being a homer. I'm doing it for real. The reason I said this to you, Showtime Spaces, like this has been the best direction this organization has went since I've been watching the team. Yeah. Not because of Tua, because of all the players, Jalen Phillips, Holland, Ogba, and then when they did the free agency, this is the first year I've seen them hit home runs. We're used to them hitting bad contracts, overpaying, doing stupid moves, and I've been saying it since the end of the season when it started. Like, we was in the right direction. The previous guy just messed it up. Like, the plan was gonna work if he would have bought in, but he didn't want to buy in. So now we're seeing what it would have looked like if he would have bought in. We're really a year behind. He fucked up a year for us, basically. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it. But talent-wise, damn right, across the board, this is the best team since Dan left the field playing.
Exactly.
Irving, Bari, what are you guys' thoughts?
Well, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect, buddy.
Hey, man. I'm kind of young. I'm 20 years old. I really started taking the Dolphins in football real seriously around 2014. So the best team I've ever seen before this one was 2016.
Yep.
And this team mops them easily.
I
Tua,
agree.
I believe in Tua. He already showed more flashes than Tannehill has shown this past
early on.
The pocket presence is already elite in my opinion. So
definitely.
I agree with you, bro.
And he finally gets the same support that Herbert and Burrow got from the start. So Tua's gonna ball out. So.
And let's be honest, that 2016 team, if Tannehill doesn't get hurt, we potentially win a playoff game.
Like, imagine being a fan of your team and being angry because the organization's giving them support. I've never seen that before.
Exactly,
bro.
Yeah, like that Stephen A. take.
Yo, guys, It's not a matter of wanting. Well, guys, look at our draft capital next year. We need Tua to hit, so we don't have to dip into any of that. We need him to hit,
Dynasty.
like, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, it's not even about like
Dynasty.
whether you want him or not. It's like we need him to hit because if he hits, and we got all that capital staring us down the pipe next year,
Go get
man.
Bijan Robinson.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
fill this roster out.
That's your dynasty.
I said
That's your dynasty building right there.
Yeah, if
If
you're,
Tua
if
hits
you're
with
listen,
that capital.
if you are truly a fan for the Miami Dolphins, name a better thing that could happen for this franchise than that.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
if the 49ers, wind up having a stinker of a year,
Which I think they're
and
going to.
yeah, and then it winds up being a top 20 pick.
Top
Dude, that's
20? I think this thing has potential to be top
10.
5, top 10, bro.
I don't know about
even
that.
better if it winds up being high.
All they got is Debo.
Yeah,
Yeah, but a
And
great
you-
coaching staff too, though.
And none of the coordinators.
yeah, great, but they lost some
Yeah.
key pieces. They lost McDaniel, bro. So that's
And
a
Wes
huge-
Welker and
Yeah.
John Embry.
Yep.
Can I give a quick hot take reason?
Go ahead.
I don't know, you probably said this, but with the Omar about who the leak was, it's a name that I watched the NFL Network Super Bowl between New England and Atlanta, and it's a player on that team that was on that team that nobody brings up.
Eric Rowe.
That could have been, huh?
Eric Rowe.
I know you would know. Yeah, nobody's talking about him.
Someone actually mentioned me on Twitter and said, "Hey, man, what would you think about Eric Rowe?" And I'm like, "Bro, I just guessed Byron Jones." I'm like, "But Eric Rowe." Someone tagged me in that a couple of days ago, and I was like, "Yo, bro," I said it could. I was just speculating, but Eric Rowe would 110% make sense too. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because when the credits was going around who was playing defense, his name came across, and I said, "That's right, he was over there."
Yeah,
And
So,
nobody
yeah.
talked about. We all looked at Byron Jones or McCourty, somebody that came from New England recently, but it could be Eric Rowe.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, bro.
Hey, reason.
Yo,
Hey, another reason why I say this is one of the best rosters we've ever had is a lot of people don't realize that Marino never had a running game. He never had a top-notch running back or anything. The best running back he ever had was Mercury Morris, and he was good from the 5-yard line to the 5-yard line. You put him in the red zone, towards the end zone, and he was going to fumble the ball every time.
yeah. He only had one.
The running backs,
He only ever had
the
one.
running backs was so
only-
bad. My bad.
He only ever had 1,000-yard rusher, and that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, they drafted Sammy Smith, Troy Stratford. They tried. Them dudes was just
Yeah, he also.
bad.
You want to hear another thing? He only ever had 3 top 10 defenses in his time as the Dolphins too. Like, if you look at Aaron Rodgers, the one Super Bowl Aaron Rodgers won, they were a top 10 defense that year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were like 7 or 6 or something like that.
And he had a running game. I forgot who the running back was, but he had
Was that when Ahmad Green was there? I don't know.
I don't
know.
remember. It's been too long.
But yeah,
or Edgar Bennett. Well, that was far. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, Showtime.
Yeah.
I want you to fill me in, bro. You said that people are debating Dieter, and today on what's the deal on people
Lord.
debating Dieter? I want to hear this.
Oh.
What were people wilding out about in this?
It was a crazy take.
So people feel like it's a need because they acquired about Treader, but we told them, Greer said, if they looking to always upgrade at any position. So since they tried at Treader and didn't get him, they feel that that's saying Dieter's not good enough. If they decide to go with Dieter, we're trying to tell them, trust the coach, trust the process, but they're just impatient. They don't want to trust it. They feel like he's not good enough, and the Connor Williams take a snap thing has got people paranoid.
Oh, here we go. Listen,
Yeah,
I'll tell
that's
people
where it's
this.
coming from.
You can take this back to the people that don't watch the show on Twitter. Tell these people to go look on our depth chart and go name our emergency center. Don't even name our backup center. Try and find a freaking emergency center. You can't even find an emergency center right now, okay? He's been cross-trained because we got no one there. They're not going to move him. Lock him in at left guard. Anyone wants to take that bet with me? Let's put the money up right freaking now, okay? Let's put it on right now. All right. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Number 2, is Treader an upgrade? Sure. Would I be down for Treader as a 1-year stopgap? Sure. But anything else other than Treader, you continue the development of Michael Dieter. And even if you get Treader for 1 year, he helps the development of Dieter for 1 more year, so you can see what Dieter is next year when he's behind a real professional. Because again, like all these people have been leaning on a jabroni like Jesse Davis. That guy's had to lean on jabronis too. Ted Karras, jabroni. The only one that wasn't a jabroni, Matt Skura. For some reason, Lemuel Jean-Pierre put him in the same category as Illuminor and shipped them out of town before they got a chance. And then both guys went off to other franchises and became actual contributing factors. So, no, okay. Listen, Dieter, did he struggle last year? Sure. Was he what we need long-term at this position? No. But do I expect an uptick, improvement in his play? Hell yes. You know why? Because our coaching staff is at that. If I got faith that Austin Jackson can be a competent right tackle under the staff, what do you think I think Dieter can become, bro? That's what people need to. That's what people need to sit here. If they got faith, they can fix Austin Jackson or Eichenberg. Put either one in the same category. They need a ton of fixing, except Jackson got the physical traits. What do you think they can do? Dieter needs less fixing than those two guys. I'll tell you right now, Dieter could be one of the best swing guards in the NFL, and that's before this coaching staff got their hands on them.
And in addition to the coaching staff, you also finally have proven veterans on that line. They help each other.
Yeah.
They're a unit. It makes a huge difference. And I'm also, if I have a second, I'm so excited about this defense because while sometimes defenses regress from year to year, I think this is different because they finally have an offense that will keep them off the field a little bit. And with a good offense and especially a running game, and with Phillips and Holland going into year 2, this defense could eat. Very exciting time.
And I think you're going to see some tinkering with this defense. Like with Boyer now at the helm, I do think you're going to see, that zone we ran to start the season, you're not going to see it. Remember, they said we went back to what worked when they started turning the corner, and what worked was Boyer calling the defense in 2020. And I think you're going to see the more of that cover 0. I think you're going to see more of the cover 1. I think you're going to see a lot of we're going to go back to the exotics and such, man. It's just going to be really interesting to see. Like, I think Jalen Phillips is going to get more snaps as an end this year than just strictly a stand-up linebacker. I think they're going to tinker with that a little bit more too, because he's very effective when they either used him as an end and, stood up Ogba to his right, or they reversed the two. So I think you're going to see a lot more of Ogba, Jalen Phillips combos coming at defenses. I think you're going to see a lot of good stuff, man. Like this defense is going to be, it's going to be very, very interesting to watch this year, man. You're going to see, obviously, going to go back to those Ruby packages and such too. So, man, I can't wait. This defense, I think, man, keeping them intact and keeping that continuity, like, unbelievably huge, man. So, but yeah, like, I got to ask this question now that I've already asked you guys. Who the hell was arguing? Who was it over here in panic mode, boys? Like, I mean, why are people panicking about this stuff? It's like the same people. I mean, we haven't even got pads on yet, and people are finding the most minute things to panic about right now.
Yeah. So the thing is with the fan base, I feel like they want to take preventative measures. So like, if Dieter's not the guy, so they have somebody there. But my thing is with everybody's like, man, like, you got to let these guys develop. If you say you're going to trust the process and trust Mike McDaniel, you should trust that he'll know whether some of these guys have it or not. I mean, there's Frank Smith there. Like we have the right coaches in place. I mean, they're obviously not worried. They were very aggressive in free agency. We're still signing people. If they felt like they needed to sign another center, they will. Or, you know what I'm saying? So I think people should let the team grow,
I think it's I think like it's like PTSD from the other regimes, and like fans are so hesitant to try out this new coaching staff when this new coaching staff is more proven than any other when it comes to the O line. So I'm cool with like letting Dieter develop. Like, he wasn't even that bad. He was average, and he can still develop to be better.
Yeah, he was not the problem last year. I mean, he definitely has a ton of room to grow, but I mean, we have legit coaches now. I mean,
He was average with bad coaching. So let's say he takes
exactly.
Let's say he takes a step. Isn't that what we want?
Exactly. And I mean, he's got veterans to look at now. I mean, that was like the big complaint last year is we had no veterans to help these guys. And then our coach isn't even a veteran. Like our O-line coach was like some random dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm excited.
Their coach is being coached
I
by
just
the
think you
coaches.
hate
Listen, their coach last year is being coached by the new coaches that's coaching them. Like,
My thing is this.
Wait, what? Say that again.
Think about that. The guy that was coaching them is being coached with them.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, because he's the assistant online coach now.
Yeah,
my thing is this.
I don't even is he an assistant? I think isn't he is he in the what's it called? Is he quality control or is he assistant?
Yeah, quality control.
Oh, okay.
They
Quality
demoted,
control
they
is like-
demoted his ass.
Quality control, you're like one level above an intern. I'm not
They
even
triple
lying.
demoted him.
They demoted his ass, bro.
He's the assistant of the assistant. You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
He brings
basically-
the coffee.
Yeah, exactly, bro. He wipes the ass and brings the coffee of the assistants, basically.
But reason,
Would
this
you
is the
like tea or
biggest thing.
sugar? Would you like sugar or cream?
Yeah, he's
But the
telling
biggest thing
Applebaum,
I'm
you want
hearing
sugar or cream, mister?
is when we tell the people that's arguing to trust the process, they're saying we're content with being mediocre. But I tell them this, like, why am I going to get mad about a decision I can't control? They're going to roll with Dieter. They're going to roll with Dieter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to stop being a fan of the team because they don't make a move that I can't control or don't like.
Yeah.
So you arguing with me, man, because I don't agree with your opinion about something neither one of us can control. That's how stupid people are. Like, you getting mad about a decision you cannot control. That's like going to McDonald's and saying you mad because they sell the Big Mac as a number one. You can't control that. What you getting mad for? That sounds stupid. That's the same thing. You stupid about something you can't control. So you gonna stop being a fan of the team because they don't upgrade Dieter? Like, they don't answer that when you ask them that though. Because it's stupid.
I think people are just so scared of all the talent we've added, and they just don't really know how to feel. So they're just grasping at straws at this point. And when we do start winning, because we will make the playoffs, I just feel like fans just won't know how to process it.
Yeah, and I like Dieter as a starting center, to be honest. I mean, like you said, he wasn't that bad, and he was playing next to Austin Jackson and Robert Hunt. Now switch Austin Jackson to Connor Williams. I mean, that's a huge upgrade. And like Reason said, Treader is an upgrade. My problem with Treader is that if his knees are as bad as it's making it out to be, I don't want him on this team because he won't be able to practice as much. And if he can't practice with a new offensive line, then I don't want him on this team. The reason he was able to do that with the Browns is he knows that O-line because he's been there for a while now.
The problem is there's not a lot of people that can tell me as an evaluator that Dieter can be better. Like,
yeah, obviously with the better O-line coaching, definitely.
All people say is somebody sucks, but they can't explain to me why they suck.
Why they suck. Isn't that the best part? And then when they try, they fail miserably, and you're like,
so
what
tell
are
me
you
why.
saying?
So when you look at O-line play, I mean, they work in tandem together. If by default everybody around him is better, he's gonna be better because he has he just went through a whole nother season.
Especially when you're on the inside, right? Like,
Exactly. You're going through a new scheme with techniques that they've all been preaching about confidence and that it's going to make you better as an O-lineman. How can he not improve? And it's not even about fantasizing. It's football. It makes sense. If I put better people next to you and I give you better coaching, you're going to be better.
That's exactly what the whole argument I made earlier about Tua. And the other thing, too, is, let's be honest, what has history shown us? Dieter's gotten better every year. Even under bad coaching, he's gotten better every year.
But it's like, bro, like, what do people expect? Not every person on the team is going to be a superstar. sometimes you just need those slightly above average to average players around the stars.
Yeah, if everyone was a star or a superstar, you couldn't afford them.
Like, bro, like, and people are forgetting about pocket presence. Like, Tua doesn't have an elite pocket presence.
Like, well, that's the thing, right? If you actually think about a roster, what do you need? You need a bunch of C pluses to Bs, and then you sprinkle in your A's, your B pluses, and your A pluses. That's really what you, if you like really want to simplify everything down to everything, the collective and the core, not the core, but the collective of the majority of your roster is a bunch of, you want it to be a bunch of C pluses to Bs, and then you sprinkle in some B pluses, some A's, and some A pluses, because once you get to B plus, A plus, you're paying money. So that's what my whole analogy is. Like, you need guys who are on the cusp. Like C pluses, don't get it wrong. That's not a guy who's been in the league for 10 years. C pluses could also be a kid who's been in the league for 2 years and he's on the cusp of becoming a B while he's under your rookie contract, and then you let him walk. You know what I mean?
That's why I like to focus on team building, because people like to focus on the weak point. I'm like, well, what if everything around that weak point can make it stronger? So then what now?
Ryan Tannehill.
It's a team, bro. It's a team sport.
Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. Point proven.
You know
Reason, I got a question for you.
Sorry, I just gotta say this. Because Mac Jones and like Tannehill, name me a time or a game where we'll ever play and try to win where Tua only has to throw the ball 3 or 6 times. That'll never happen, bro.
Never.
He can never get away with that. We will lose the game.
I think as a supporting cast, you have to have faith in your quarter in only throwing the ball 3 or 6 times in the passing league. Think about that even further.
Despite all the stuff that's happened with this kid and the lack of weapons, we've had winning seasons. So I really don't know what anybody.
I don't know what Flores' big issue is, because last I checked, this is the only guy who could give Flores a winning record.
And at the same time, I thought we started a rebuild in 2019, and people are complaining like we're supposed to be in a rush because we won 10 games that following season. At the end of the day, this was supposed to be a process, and I think people forgot about that.
It's an excellent point. Just compare the roster today to 2019. How can you not be thrilled? How can you not be positive as a Dolphins fan?
Some people aren't because of Tua as our quarterback.
Did we not draft our QB that's been winning? Did we not develop a whole new nucleus?
Well, I'll go even further. All the people that are going to make the Burrow comparisons and such. I've said this before. I'll say it again. There was literally zero gap between Burrow and Tua after the 2020 season. The difference was the Bengals made all the moves last offseason that we made this offseason. But the difference on top of that is some of the moves we made were much more upgraded than the moves they made, i.e. they drafted Jamar Chase, and that pushed T. Higgins to 2 and Boyd to 3. We traded for Tyreek Hill, who's better than Chase, and that pushed Waddle to number 2, Cedric as a 3, and Lynn Bowden as a 4. All right, now we don't have a Mixon, but you look at Michel, you look at Edmonds, and you look at Mostert. If they all stay healthy, what they've done is they've attacked 3 levels with 3 different players. Mostert's your home run hitter from the 20 to the 20. Chase Edmonds is your chunk and receiving guy. And then when you get in the red zone and on short yardage, give the ball to a guy who can hit the gaps, unlike those other 2, Sony Michel. Michel can hit the edge, but he can also hit the gaps unlike those 2. So they've hit all 3 levels. If they stay healthy, they will get Joe Mixon-like production from all 3 guys. And then I'll go for even further. They had CJ Usama in the red zone. Gesicki disappeared after prime time against the Ravens. Fact. All right? Like, here's the thing. They added Riley Reif. What was our addition to the offensive line last year? Eichenberg. How did that work out? And they drafted Carmen Jackson and slid him inside. So they tried to upgrade. They went from like a 30th offensive line to 22nd. We stayed at 32nd. You know what I mean? Like, and give us the 22nd offensive line last year.
Let me break Joe Burrow's hip and tell him to start over then, and then we can compare the 2.
Well, hey, I won't take I'm not putting the injury into play because how quickly and how effectively he came back from a torn ACL does not get talked about enough, I don't think. It was absolutely fantastic. But what my whole point is, yeah, he tore every letter of the alphabet in that knee, right? my whole point, though, is look at the upgrade. There was no gap between them, but that gap was created by all the upgrades that and all the effort they put in on bettering that team. We didn't even – how dude, they upgraded that defense vastly last year too. They upgraded the secondary. They added DJ Reader. Logan Wilson took a leap. People don't want to hear it, but they
signed
actually,
Trey Hendrickson.
yeah, they finished in a higher. They finished statistically better than what we were last season because we might have caught fire the last 8-9 games. They were consistently good all throughout the season into the playoffs. That's why Burrow, you didn't get 500 yards, 5 touchdown Burrow in the playoffs. You got be efficient with the football, let your playmakers make plays, and let our defense do their thing. And that took him to the fucking Super Bowl because that's the recipe that Tom Brady used. Tom Brady is the most elite, efficient quarterback we've seen, and he's the highest football IQ quarterback we've seen. When you blend those two things together, it is the recipe. That's why Tua can be that. Efficiency is his calling card. He's just got to get there and be consistent at certain things to get there. Go ahead, Kenny.
Hey, I think a lot of people are sleeping on the fact that we added one of the top-notch fullbacks in the game as on top of it.
Dude, there's only one fullback that fits this offense better, Kyle Juszczyk, and he's in San Francisco, bro. Like,
unless he's a free agent, we ain't ever going to get him.
Yeah, we ain't getting him. Alec Ingold is special, man. And, like, that guy can catch. That guy's athletic as shit. Like, he is really, really good, man. Like, he earns fullback reps. You know what I mean? So, and I haven't been happy with a fullback we've had since Rob Conrad on that 2003 team.
Yeah, Laird damn sure wasn't the answer.
So, I'm, you know, like, dude, I think this team right now, as it's constructed, like, the potential is through the freaking roof, man. I really do.
I just want to challenge fans to stop complaining, read, take in information, and let everything develop before you start crying.
Jeremiah, I think you're talking about Keely Ringo, the corner from Georgia. That's who, if we're going corner next year in the draft, that's who we got to target, man. He's a stud. He's a stud. And because you know what they're gonna do? If Tua pops this year, they're going to move off Byron and they can go get a stud corner in the first round and slot him in, and we can keep rolling, baby. And then with that other first round pick, you can add Bijan Robinson. Because I already said it before, I'll say it again. I think Bijan Robinson is going to go top 10, and I'm already seeing early mocks with him going 15th. So if he pops off like I think he's going to pop off this year, Bijan Robinson might be the first top 10 running back since, what was it, Barkley, I think was the last top 10 guy. And no, we're not going to sign Bradbury, guys. Bradbury wants money.
And don't sleep on Noah. I think Noah could pop off with this coaching staff.
I'm sleeping on Noah all day.
Okay, you can sleep and snore, Sleeping Beauty, and I'll watch and
Noah inactivity.
I'm not gonna lie, they showed that clip of him. I was like,
Remember all the clips they showed last year of him in his glasses? You remember? You remember he looked like the coolest guy on the football field? Then when the pads came on, he couldn't get on the football field.
I mean, that was kind of
guys, have you guys?
And I'm going to tell y'all I've already told y'all what the main indictment of this guy is. Danny Crossman didn't want anything to do with him. When the special teams coordinator says, "No, I'm good," and isn't getting you reps, that's when you got to start asking serious questions, because when you can't beat out guys like X and Byron Jones and Nick Needham, and Nick Needham was a UDFA, so let's not act like it wasn't doable under the past staff as well. He was a UDFA, not picked 30th overall, and he was our CB1 in year one, and he was our best slot corner last year. When you can't even crack special teams.
let me ask you, what are you hearing about the playbook?
What, offensively? I've only heard stuff offensively about it. Just that it's been, the terminology is easy and people are picking it up fairly quickly.
Unlike last year.
Well, no, last year, remember I heard stuff that certain guys were picking stuff. It was the year before. I was hearing stuff last year that receivers are picking it up pretty well. Devontae Parker was the guy I heard wasn't picking up well last year.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Speaking of wide receiver, how many do you think will take on the roster, and who's the odd man out?
I can only tell you who I think the top 5 are.
But do you think we'll take 6? We had 7 last year, right?
That's always a possibility. The problem when you get into 6 and 7 now is, like, let's say, because I got Preston bumped down. I got Hill, Then I have Waddle. Then I have Wilson. Then I have Bowden. Then I have Izukama. And then at 6, the problem now with 6 and 7, special teams. You're not looking for a guy who's, just going to contribute. You're going to look for a guy who's going to be a gunner or a returner. Now when you get into 6 and 7, Trent Sheffield has a legitimate shot against a guy like Preston Williams because of what he offers on special teams.
I'm excited to see players like Lynn Bolden.
What? Sorry, you guys were talking at once.
What about the
You
guy,
go ahead, man.
What about the kick returner from Canada?
What the fuck's his name? First name starts with a C. I don't remember, bro. I don't put. No, was it Scraycroft from there, or was he a former 49er as well?
He was a former
49ers.
It's not Creecraft.
Yeah, it's the other dude. His first name I thought started with a C. Anyways, I don't put much stock into guys, how many Cam Wakes have come through? And I'm not even talking about just how many CFL guys have hit. You know what I mean? Warren Moon.
Oh, you're talking about CFL? Oh, then it's Strevler, the quarterback?
No, apparently isn't there a receiver too? I know Strevler is the guy from the CFL.
He's a return guy. I
think we got a return guy too. Yeah, that's it. The Deadman guy. Yeah.
Deadman.
Yeah.
You said his name started with a C, so I was confused.
Yeah, because signed him. A whole bunch of people from Canada hit me up.
Bro, I live in Canada, bro.
I know, but I've never had a whole bunch of people from Canada hit me up about a player.
Cody Core? Who the hell is that?
Devontae Deadman, that's his name.
Yeah, but as far as the wide receivers, I like your top 5 season, and I'll put Lynn Bowden and Trent Sherfield at 6 and 7, and I'll roll with that 7.
I got Bowden at 4.
Oh, you already said Bowden?
Yeah, I got him at 4.
Then I got
Izukama at 5.
Then I got Sherfield at 6 and 7. That'll be tough.
Because here's the thing too: Izukama can be a gunner if you want him to.
Oh yeah, he's definitely making the team. No question about that.
So who the hell? So who now you get into 6 and 7? There's a realistic chance that Preston don't even make this team.
Exactly, because I think they drafted Izukama because I don't think they trust Preston Williams.
Did he say he trained with Wes Welker or something?
No, Wes Welker did his tryout.
That's not. Yeah, he started. I mean, at some point.
Yeah, Deadman is the CFL guy. Everyone's. See, Logan's right. Y'all need to look into Braylon Sanders, the UDFA we got.
The Ole Miss guy.
Bro, 4.47. The guy's 6'3".
Damn.
And we also added an Idaho State wide receiver as a UDFA. He's 6'2", 6'3", runs a 4.39.
Jesus. Look at the speed they've added.
We got a lot of wild stuff.
Clocked at 4.37 by Perform this year.
Speed all over the field.
I'm excited for Lynn Bowden, man. That's going to be fun to watch.
You know what's crazy? And I think he's going to be good. They might have jumped the gun a little bit on signing Cedric Wilson.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but Cedric did well last year in a very packed wide receiver room,
And what's he walking into right now?
Yeah, no, for real. You're right. You're not wrong.
Dude, he's going to have Bowden and Izukama clipping at his heels for more reps.
Yep.
But
we signed him to a 2-year?
And Bowden, and the thing is, and Bowden got the chemistry with Tua, and Izukama got the draft. He's the first offensive player McDaniel ever drafted as a head coach. So talk about special treatment. That guy's going to get –
You know, Cedric was like, "Come on, man, why you draft this man?"
Yeah, I don't see him living out the 2 after
iron
2 years.
sharpens iron. You want competition? Let them.
Hey,
go
I'm
at
down.
it.
I'm down.
Hey, that's a good idea. You get McDaniel more toys to play with. You know.
He's
I
think Bowden. I think Bowden can. I think Bowden going to give him a real run for that number 3.
I just gotta say this.
Mike Gesicki, the slot specialist.
All I can say is speed on all 3 phases of the game.
Poor Ford. He's gonna get cut again. Cut every time.
Yeah. All right, guys. almost coming on, about 24 minutes away from 12 o'clock. 10 of you up here. I want to get some final thoughts before we get out of here. And K-Jax says, sorry to say, but at least one receiver will get hurt. Thanks for putting that mojo out there, K-Jax. Appreciate you. Let's go through final thoughts. Bryson, your final thoughts, man.
Yeah, man, I'm just super excited. I would say, like, to all the critical fans out there, like, I think this coaching staff deserves the opportunity to prove themselves. Mike McDaniel, I mean, he's just a different cat, man. I mean, I haven't seen a coach like him on a personality standpoint. I mean, Sean McVay's probably the closest of just being like with the boys, and I think that he's just having that mind. And I mean, everyone that's been around him just says he has a mind of football that's like no other. I think, just give them the opportunity. They've just hit everything out of the park that they can. I mean, signing one of the best tackle on the market, getting Tyreek Hill. I mean, no one was expecting that. Patrick Mahomes wasn't even expecting that. And just adding talent to this team while also keeping our defense together. So it's going to be a great year. Let's have some fun and, just let the coaches, trust the process. Like someone was saying earlier, like let the coaches coach these players up and see who makes a roster. Cause I mean, there's going to be some good players that don't make this roster. So
Steve, your final thoughts.
I'm very optimistic. I see the short game and the long-term game here, because even if Tua would not be the guy, which I think he will be, look how the team is set up for the future with the draft capital and the way the roster is constructed. There's only reason to be optimistic, and check your pulse, as you always say, Reason. I'm thrilled. Go fins up, baby.
Irving, your final thoughts, man. If you're there. He's not. Pyro, final thoughts. All right, let's roll through this. Irving, final thoughts.
Yeah, man. Nah, man, I'm excited about this team. We got weapons everywhere. I like the addition to Sony Michel. Now we got a more complete backfield. Everybody is now has they're assigned to their special roles. So I'm more comfortable with it now. The offensive line looks good. We got danger. We have weapons everywhere. I'm excited, man. This is gonna be a big year for Tua, and fins up, man.
Pyro, your final thoughts.
Well, man, I'm excited for this team, man. I already filled up the hole. I ain't even going back in there. So, but I'm just tired of this whole Tua debacle stuff. Even I seen it, man. I just saw it, and right now, bro, it's too late. It's too late, man. I'll deal with this shit tomorrow. Fins up.
Ines, your final thoughts if you're still there, bud.
I'm here. Really, man, for the ones that's enjoying it, enjoy it. Don't let nobody ruin this for you. To the haters, like we say, or to the cry to your mom, because we don't want to hear it.
Exactly, man.
Barry, your final thoughts.
Yeah, man. This is my first time here. It was really good. Shout out to Reason. Yeah, everybody in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe. But yeah, I'm super excited for the season. That the PR team for the Dolphins really needs to get questioned for posting that video, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal to me. It just looks like a young quarterback getting used to a weapon as Tyreek Hill. So
yeah.
It is what it is. Fins up.
Showtime, your final thoughts.
Tua will be a top 8 QB in the NFL.
Damn.
And we're making the playoffs.
Spit.
Damn.
I'm planting my flag. Early.
Chris Greer will be GM of the year too. That's a fact by the end of the season.
All right, Kenny, tell us about how we're going to have a perfect season.
I don't know about a perfect season, but I can tell you right now, this is the most excited I've been in a long time.
Yeah,
I've been a fan since '86, and it's probably been since probably the early '90s that this whole team has got me excited the way they have.
I told y'all the last year of Marino.
Love it. All right, boys and girls. I'm going to be back on Thursday night. And then on Friday, I'm going to be dropping the prospect preview for Eric Ezekuma. And on Thursday night, I'm going to be back with Neil Driscoll, EM Dolphin fan, and then potentially also Richmond Webb, as well as Mr. Ballgame for the schedule release, because that'll be dropping on Thursday. All right, guys. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I will see all of y'all on Thursday. Until then, everyone stay happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. And as always,